Alive and Well is brought to you by Pine Rest Christian Mental Health Services.
Many of us Northerners enjoy flying to a warmer destination during the cold winter months. However, some of us may be feeling anxious about pandemic concerns. We're talking about things like being in close proximity to others, both in the airports and on those planes, or maybe the negative COVID test or testing delays or travel bans that might cancel or delay your trip. Well, here to talk about managing all that pandemic travel anxiety is Jean Hothaus. She is a social worker from Pine Rest, and it's good to have you here, Jean. It is normal to feel some anxiety around travel in general, but to be flying during a pandemic, it's okay to be a little freaked out, isn't it?
Oh, it would be normal because our body, when we have a potential danger, our body automatically goes into kind of that fight, flight, freeze, even when the danger is just the things like a delayed flight. And when you add a more acute danger, like, oh my goodness, I could get sick, we're going to feel a little anxiety.
Yeah. So what can we do to manage the way that we're feeling around that so it doesn't ruin our time because, we're going on vacation?
Right. And you want that to be enjoyable and you kind of find yourself on edge. So I think though there are several things you can do. And the first is like, don't tell yourself you shouldn't feel that way. Because the more you tell yourself you're not supposed to do something, the more it's the only thing you can do. Right. So just kind of acknowledging, okay, that's my body's way of saying that there's a potential danger, but my body can't tell me how probable that danger is. So that's what I have to think through and kind of decide. Just because it could be bad doesn't mean it will be bad. We have a tendency to want to play out all those worst case scenarios instead of looking at, wait. What are the chances of that actually happening?
Yeah, I'm kind of guilty of that in all situations. I think of the worst, anything less, that's a blessing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You also want us to focus on the things that we can control.
Yes. And that's part of that, not going to those worst case scenarios.
Got it.
Oftentimes we think by going to those worst case scenarios, somehow we're preparing ourselves so we'll be better prepared if it happens. But that's a little bit like hitting your finger with a hammer, just in case you slam it in the door later. You probably would not do that and tell yourself that was making you better prepared. And the same is true with anxiety. We have to actually stay with what's happening right now and what's in the present moment, and trust that when the future happens, we'll have what we need to deal with it then. We don't have to worry about it ahead of time.
Yeah. I understand that you have kind of an easy tool for us to focus on the present and not be thinking so much, down the line.
Mm-hmm. There are lots of tools you can use, but one of those things is to think about your senses. Back to second grade science class, if you can't see it, hear it, feel it, touch it, or taste it, it's not in the present moment. So all of those worry thoughts, I can't see them, I can't hear them, I can't feel them, I can't touch them, I can't taste them. So they're not the present moment. And when you find yourself feeling anxious, just going back to naming, what can I see right now? What can I hear right now? What can I physically feel right now? And if you have something you can taste, like what's the taste of the gum in my mouth or something like that, just repeating those things over and over, they bring you back to that present moment.
I know you talked a little bit about this, but be gracious to yourself, right? This is normal. This is normal.
Yes. It's impossible not to have some anxiety. And there are times where it's going to run away with you and you're going to be doing the what ifs in your head. When you find that happening, instead of being mean to yourself, just go, okay, wait, stop, come back and start again.
I imagine that those skills apply to other moments of anxiety in our lives, not only when we're flying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can use those skills anywhere. You could be sitting in the middle of a meeting that's making you stressed out, or you could be shopping at the mall and there's too many people around. Anything that's promoting anxiety, it's something you always have with you to remind yourself to come back to that present moment and to not worry about things that haven't happened yet.
These are tough times. I was sitting at a red light just this week and I looked around and it was gloomy and, the weather's crummy and people are kind of nasty right now. And I just thought, it feels like the end of times. I mean, like it does overwhelm you at certain moments, right?
It does, yep. And that's where you can look at, wait, there's always more good in that moment than there is bad. And I get to choose which part I focus on. And the good might just be that I'm sitting in a car by the stoplight and I'm not out in the cold.
All right, I'm going to employ that one. All right, folks, you can learn more about managing anxiety on the Pine Rest website. It is pinerest.org/anxiety. And we will put a link to it on our site, 13onyourside.com. Jean, thanks so much.
Thank you.